Have a good morning, or whatever time this is for you. Morning for me. And hello and welcome back. More importantly, how is everyone doing? I've heard that people watch these for food meals, which is perfect. That's exactly the goal. It's my ideal type of video as well. The 20-minute ones. Some people do them for cardio, but no, I'm always food, to be fair. But yeah, how is everybody doing? It is the third day of Spain. I'm going to amalgamate day 3 and 4 because just, get some small little snippets of the day. No, I know I said last night that today would be an upper day, but I woke up today feeling fairly smashed. I think yesterday's hack squat. If you saw the Instagram, beautiful hack squat, full depth, no knee pain for once, which is weird. But yeah, it was very nice. I think that sent me over though, and like my butt, like the DOMs I have just from new movements, higher rep exercises. Typically, you will get a lot more muscle damage from higher rep exercises, and that's one of the reasons why I tend to opt for a lower rep range for the high frequency benefits. But yeah. Today my whole body is feeling it, so I'm actually going to use today as a rest day, and then tomorrow head back in to the same gym for upper. So that should be it. And then the flight is tomorrow evening at like 5 or 6, and then we are back in the hometown of Dublin. But yeah, a little catch up. That is the plan. Plan for today is, well, it was meant to be gym. Now it's not. We're actually going to climb the mountain. Do you know that big famous mountain in Alicante? That's the one we're going to climb. Head up that. Maybe get a nice little view. Beach. Might walk around the markets for a while. And that is it. We're going out for dinner tonight. I think we agreed on a steak little house place. He wants a burger, I want a steak. So we'll find a meat house. Nothing better. Sun on the face first thing in the morning, and people will say they feel shitty. Yeah, maybe because you're sitting in bed on your phone. I've never seen something so stupid in my life. Honestly. But anyway, I could stay here all day. I was thinking it's mad that like when you go abroad, you forget that people actually live their life. Like we're so used to like being on holiday here and like having the day free. People like actually have lives. People work. Well, not in Spain anyway, as we know. But people go to school. People, have family commitments, whatever you want to call it. You just kind of forget that this little bubble that you live in exists everywhere around the world. It's kind of weird. But yeah, and you're probably gonna be like, oh, I'd fucking love to live here. And then when you're here, you see nothing normal. Because someone who's living in the back arse of, Syria would be like, I would love to live in Ireland. We all see it as something that's kind of like, meh. Not meh, but you get what I mean. Like the grass is always greener, as they say. Oh yeah. Didn't even get a hola, I got a hello. Update because it gave me the idea as I was walking past. I'm not actually hungry at the moment. I wasn't hungry 2 minutes ago, but I walked past a bakery selling croissants, all that, which I wouldn't even be a big fiend for, but it smelled very nice. And the point I'm trying to make is just because it smelled nice, my brain thought, oh, I must be hungry, I must eat that. And it's a mistake that a lot of people tend to make in terms of appetite. And again, it comes back to the psychological aspect of it, which I find so not underestimated. I find it interesting, like really interesting, the whole psychological part of food and like how people see it different, how smells impact us, how like different cues, different hormones, play a role in how full you feel. Obviously your leptin, your ghrelin, how full you feel, how satiated you feel after a meal, the overall just need for food focus, all of it I find so interesting. But I'm trying to just make a point of, just because you get a sudden urge to eat something, it doesn't mean you have to go and eat it. Do you know? It doesn't also mean that you are hungry. It is a lot of the time your mind literally just having a different perception. Think of it like this, for the men out there, but my viewers are mainly men anyway. When you really need to go to the toilet for a piss, you're fine, and then as soon as your brain realizes, okay, I'm home now, you're think if you're getting off the bus, right? Your key, you walk home, you kind of need to go, you take out your key to open up the front door, and suddenly you're kind of like, oh, I'm bursting now. Or like, as you're on the way up to the toilet, you're like, I'm bursting now. And again, it's because the brain plays such a role on how we feel, how our physical body feels, whether it's hunger, whether it's needing to go to the toilet, whether it's sickness, whether it's motivation, effort. In the gym, obviously we know the huge impact the brain plays neurologically in terms of motivation, whether it's music, whether it's having a training partner, whether it's feeling well rested. All of these things come into play, but I just said I would touch on it with hunger, because I think it is a often misunderstood thing, the difference between real hunger and just quick craving, dopamine kind of smells hunger. Maybe ask yourself, if I wasn't hungry enough 2 minutes ago to eat a carrot, how could I be hungry enough now to munch down on a croissant? I know it's not the same thing in terms of, obviously most people would rather eat a croissant, but I'm trying to touch on the difference and navigating the difference between real hunger and just a craving. So yes, hopefully someone took some learning from this. I probably didn't touch on it as best as I could have, but sometimes you have to just whip open the camera, speak your thoughts out loud, and hope it sounds as it does in your brain. Little insight into where the editing and coaching bits are being done. I have a nice little routine now in place with the morning walk, and then work for a while, beach. Today is a rest day, of course, so I don't have that gym, so I have a few hours block extra, and I'm just doing the admin-y bits. But yeah, enjoyment. Kind of focus on the big picture, which is two things: visuals and scale weight. But like, your goal was to lose weight, and that's exactly what is happening. I'm seeing constant trends: -1, -1, -1, -2, big drops. Yes, we will have times where it'll even out, but that's generally, as you found with toilet, and it's good to see the pattern. As we continue to work together, we'll be able to see patterns. Okay, every few days there might be a small drop off, but we know now that that's nothing to worry about. It's either our bowel movements, or it could be anything from, you slept less. But it was great to see, actually, one of the big key points from last week's check-in was the sleep. Looking back on your recovery data check-in, 7 hours 50, 8 hours, 7 hours 45, much better. And you're going to notice that not only will you feel better throughout the day, which is so important for overall well-being and diet and everything, your food focus will come down, your cravings will come down, your want to have food that isn't on the plan, that you don't actually really want that much, will come down as well. You're just going to be so goal driven because you feel energized. You have this momentum inside you that, I have a goal, I'm sticking to it, this is what I do, and I know what I'm doing day in, day out to get it. So that is a few check-ins done, which reminded me the importance of a few things. Number one, like you may have heard, the importance of sleep and stress management for dieting goals. They all play a role. Okay, it's not like one thing, or once I nail this, it's everything. No, it's all involved in the same thing. Your sleep and stress management. If you are stressed, like I said, you're gonna be reaching for food. You're going to be, using a stress reliever essentially as food, particularly if you're someone who is dieting. So maybe you struggled with food in the past and you use food as a kind of an outlet. Then stress, when you become stressed and have these factors that you're kind of like, you are outside of your control, you turn to something that you can control, which is what you eat. and a lot of the time it's very counterproductive, and it leads to bad relationship. It leads to guilt. I've been there. It's very, I've been actually really a victim. I wouldn't say a victim of it, but it has happened to me, and I have a lot of tips, a lot of kind of knowledge about it. So if anyone does struggle with it, let me know. That's in terms of the stress, but also the sleep side of it. And sleep is obviously so important for overall day-to-day energy, as you might have heard me say. But as well as that, your ability to stay on task, stay on focus, you're goal orientated. You wake up, I have a goal, this is what I'm doing this. Rather, if you have sleep, not only are you not in the same headspace, also it alters with your brain chemistry. There's been plenty of studies to show that the impact of poor sleep deprivation on worse eating habits that day. You reach for the food that you wouldn't typically reach for because you're feeling that bit tired. So it all, again, comes back to proper sleep, proper stress management, and you will find it a breeze. I promise you. Gonna head out now for a walk around the city. I meet my brother. He's doing a bit of college work at the moment, but I shall talk to you after. Back again. Hopefully I can be heard. Good bit of traffic and stuff around, but I was thinking on my little walk, I'd like to just start doing things out of, like, as cliche as it is, follow your man and Mr. Were the Millers. Sorry, no regrets, none, not even one, not one regret. But yeah, I would like to start just doing things, and I've learned in the past kind of year, I don't know, I wouldn't say I probably have changed. I would think for good, maybe people don't, but what I'm trying to point at is to just do things, and if they don't work out, take it as a lesson. Take it as a lesson and something that you learn from, and something that you just found out about yourself. If you don't like something, grand. At least now you don't like it. If you fucked up, grand. At least you know that doesn't work. Rather than like regret, oh, I regret doing this, I regret doing that. I like to try and have the outlook of, okay, I learned I don't like that, rather than I regret that. A lot of traffic, but I have found it works to keep more positive. Again, at the end of the day, you have the decision on how you respond to things. The thing will always be the same, like the result will always be the same, but it's how you respond to that result, if you get what I'm trying to say. That can change. So let's say you wake up, shittest day ever. This shittest day ever is going to happen, whether you look at it like, okay, I'll go again tomorrow, or whether you look at it like, oh, for fuck's sake, why me? So yeah, that's what my little bit of advice. Take things as lessons, as learnings to improve rather than regrets. I have one regret that I'm not going to say, only my close friend group will know. It's the only regret I have, something I said. I won't touch on that, but everything else I don't. I just see it as a lesson either learnt or something that can be improved upon. Little philosophic thought of the day. The post-leg day DOMs are not going to be recovered well by this, but we'll do it. Cardio queens, getting that bum. Come on girls, 40 reps, let's go. Look at this little guy. Look at him, he's like the Jungle Book guy, Bagheera. But yeah, not very recovery friendly on the old hammies or glutes. Fuck this. Beautiful. Little update on the travelling situation for myself for the start of May. Napoli, or Naples, whatever you want to call it, is probably off the cards. My brother said he's been to better places. Now, he mentioned somewhere where I've been before, actually, and I completely forgot it existed. Zadar in Croatia, if anyone's been there. I remember I was there 2017, 18 it could have been. And it was very nice. And it seems either Zadar. So now the four options are Zadar in Croatia, Granada in Spain, who, by the way, someone has also texted me saying he was there and that he enjoyed it, so that was good to hear, because I've seen a lot of people say it's underrated. I'm trying to look away from just TikTok as well, because that's just these travel recommendations, but they're always. Do you know what the best part is for everything opinion related, not just traveling? Reddit. It's real people giving real, you see different insights, and it's not just sugarcoating bollocks that you see from people who their job is travel agents or stuff like that. So Reddit is where you should get all your thoughts from. But so yeah, I'll break it down before I get too waffly, because I have a tend to waffle. Granada, Sevilla in Spain, which also looks very nice. Probably edging Granada a tiny bit from what I've heard. There's just that bit more liveliness to it. Or Zadar, or Sicily. But I think Sicily I'd like to keep until, I don't know, maybe when I'm a bit older. Have someone to go with me. Listen, look at this fresh guy. Cool. But yeah, so basically three options are Zadar, Granada, Sevilla. Give your ups, give your opinions, and that is it. Oh, I just missed it. It would have been the iconic clip. I was walking through the old market and this fellow was giving away on the tray samples of stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, what is it? And he was like, try it. I was like, yeah, what is it? Kind of I'd never seen the thing. It was like a little ball, and it wasn't dough, but it was white, and I was just like, is it cake? Is it meringue? Is it it could have been anything. Bit into it, a fucking olive. I hate olives, absolutely despise them. Olives and tomatoes are the only two things that I'll never eat. I'll eat everything else. Not a picky eater at all. Big foodie, love food. But olives, I despise. And I was sitting there with that thing in my mouth, oh, dreadful. Lesson learned, never take shit off a man on the side of the road, whether it's food or something else. But my god, I wish I had on video my reaction to it. I was kind of dreadful. Good morning. It's the next day. I forgot to bring the old camera to Stake, so there was no clips of that. But it was nice. A bit small now. Peckish after, but tasty nonetheless. Still had time to fit in my last meal, which was the shitty cream of rice that I brought here, making me really miss the Train by JP. Of course, everyone should hop on that, and if you are, use code FIN10 at Pure Gains Nutrition. Get yourself a nice little discount. There's a bundle there, I've mentioned it before, but it's top value. Perform protein, nicest flavours from Perform. You also get their electrolytes, which are 10 out of 10. A shaker, which is handy for your electrolytes, or just staying hydrated with normal water. And finally you get creatine, which everybody should take by now. Take it like a multivitamin, like I said. But yeah, it's the next morning, the final morning on my little steps. Might stop in for a coffee, then we have my meal, and then we have upper. After that, I will be going to the beach for the last little while, and then sadly the journey to the airport begins. Pre-workout meal eaten. Carbohydrates are in, and I don't know why this camera keeps doing that. Something to note with pre-workout carbs. Yes, it's important to have them before. Yes, I'm a big advocate of carbohydrates in general, but there is only so much you can utilize and digest in time. You have a carb oxidation rate, which is basically how quickly your body can absorb them carbs. And I think depending on the carb, it is 1 gram per minute or something in that region. Therefore, you are only digesting really about 75 grams of carbs. Now, a top tip that I've mentioned before is to mix your carb sources. So fructose, glucose, mix them. Mix a rice base carb with a fruit source, such as banana, to optimize and get the most out of that carb utilization, carb absorption. However, you also need, I'm looking into it a lot, something that's important obviously when you are into this stuff is to do your own research. The impact of hydration levels and carbohydrate intake. Sorry about this bus to go. The impact of carbs and hydration levels, how they correlate with each other, I find interesting. I think another reason why these sessions have been so good is because you kind of let your ego, because you're not used to the weight that you do, you often end up going a bit lighter, which is grand, because even myself, I get caught up in the logbook. I was trying to progress at home, so like I'll never really drop at home. Now, I have done the great form reset on a few movements, but here I've really been able to actually, still get a good 7 reps and really bring the exercise through the correct movement pattern, such as T-bar rows. Now I know at home I have fixed my T-bar row form, and my elbows are really flared. But even in like other movements, such as yesterday on the leg extension, just full kind of contraction was made, and it just makes the overall feeling much better. So definitely something I hope to take home with me, and it's something that I could use. And right guys, that is it. Upper is done. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it was just amazing, yeah. In the shop now, I'm probably going to end up the vlog after this, or not the vlog, but whatever you want to call these, after this clip. So cheers again for tuning in. I'll be back in Dublin for the next one. Said I would talk you through my airport meal. I have one lunchbox with me, so don't use the excuse, oh I didn't have a lunchbox. You either buy one, or in this case, the handy food you can make. Think smart. Rice cakes, could we swap for rice? Yes. Lindt chocolate 90%, there's our fat source, healthy, convenient, can bring it with you. And our protein source, as childish as some people are, I won't eat, tuna. Now you could go for the chicken packets ready made. Again, this is all if you just don't have a lunch prepared, but I have one of them prepared. But I'm in the airport for a few hours, so I need 2 meals. So yes, I have my lunchbox, but the other one is rice cakes, Lindt chocolate, and you guessed it, tuna. Cans of tuna, you can bring them. Last year in Interrailing they were very handy, obviously with the heat. You don't want to be bringing around chicken or mince or yogurts even in that heat. So if it is warm out, tuna, your best friend. Tin tuna, rice cakes, convenient, and again Lindt chocolate for your fat source, and that'll do me. Is it perfect? No, but strive for perfection and then fuck up, and what happens, you just go, oh well, I didn't get it, I might as well just eat anything. No, you can get a 9 out of 10 meal, and then when I'm home I'm straight back to it. So yeah, once again, thank you for tuning in the past few days. Hope you learned something, and hope you enjoyed my little time here. But yeah, good luck. Remember lads, anything from Pure Gains Nutrition, whether it's Perform Whey, which is my favourite, whether it is Trained by JP or Conte Cream of Rice, which is the best pre-workout meal. You're not utilising them carbs if you're not digesting them. Anyway, if you would like to get any of that, or even electrolytes, omega supplements, code FIN10 at Pure Gains Nutrition. They are some of the top brands at the best value, fast delivery rates, good customer service. They'll even throw you in something for free from what I've heard. So get at them, and thank you for watching. The best of luck to all. Enjoy it, enjoy your days, enjoy your food, enjoy your cardio, whatever you're doing while watching these, and I'll see you again.